Hey, Planeswalkers, we got a fun one here. A top 10 mono blue spirits list for Explorer. Excited to cover this list here for you today. So appreciate you tuning in and your support as always. Flip me a like if you enjoyed today's video. Questions or comments throughout, do let me know. I love to hear from you. Now, down below, you'll find the timestamps where I break down the strategy objective of this list. We'll cover your boarding for best of 3. We'll go play that competitive Magic here today in both best of 1 and best of 3 here today, and do a little bit of an outtake retrospective all about today's episode. So again, thank you for that support. As always, great ways to connect it, but let's break down this top 10 mono blue spirits list by our friend here, Riza. Congratulations, Riza, on making this definitely a list, because I saw your post on Reddit, and very excited to chat through it here today. So mono blue spirits, the whole thing about this is really about a pass go kind of strategy, where you want to make sure that you're keeping your mana base open so you can always play something depending on what your opponent's doing. Now, once you get Ascendant Spirit down, this is all about snow lands as well, enabling Faceless Haven, but also really about this Ascended Spirit. Now, we get things like Curious Obsession to continue to get draw. We got Slip Out the Back to dodge around, Spectral Sailor for draw, Spell Pierce for that counter, Lofty Denial for counter. I really like Geistlight Snare. This one's huge. Spell costs 1 less to cast if you control Spirit. Also comes 1 less to cast if you control an enchantment. Again, countering target spell. It's a nice slip for 3. Additionally, here we got Rattle Change that we can pop in, give your creatures hexproof, give a creature hexproof, Shackle Guys to lock your opponents down, Supreme Phantom to pound your opponents down with giving other spirits we control a +1/+1, and then Brazen Borrower to push things back. So a very nice traditional kind of tempo list, well thought through, very powerful, has a great win rate right now as well, and one of the best decks for Explorer best of 1 currently. So pretty sweet to see this list. Again, if you got a question or comment throughout today's episode, please let me know. I'm very excited about covering it, like I said. So now let's go ahead and move to best of 3. I break this down 3 ways: aggro, midrange, and late game. Aggro lists are the ones that you got to be a little bit careful about with this particular one. Tends to be a challenge at times. Things in that space: mono red aggro, additionally mono white. You may run into some of the Coco decks that scale pretty quickly as well. That can give you some challenges, and Mardu Greasefang potentially a nice kind of combo aggro midrange type list there as well. So here, what you want to really do in terms of how to play around this, in my opinion, is use things like Aether Gust to push them back, see the guard approach as well, tapping target creature or giving your person hexproof. Essence Capture is really big there as well. Cemetery Illuminator, you can exile a card from a graveyard, so that's going to help with the sacrifice decks. We'll talk about that here in a second. Witness Protection will destroy creature-based decks as well. Lofty Denial with additional counter magic can help, and those are going to be the key ones there for you from there. Now, as we move to mid-range, you hit things like Rakdos Sacrifice, Jund Food, Rakdos midrange. We also have the Fang decks again, Esper, as well as Mardu. In terms of that space, you got Coco lists, Selesnya Angels there as well. And then here, what you're really going to want to focus on, again, is that combo between or blend between aggro in terms of creature base or more spell based type decks. There again, you'll use the similar ones that we just talked about, particularly though Unlicensed Hearse and Cemetery Illuminator there. Again, for those graveyard play type decks: Mardu Greasefang, Esper Greasefang, Jund Food, and Rakdos midrange or Sacrifice being those key pieces. Now, as we move to the late game decks are going to be things like Azor's Control, Sultai Ultimatum you may hit as well. We also hit Esper Control and other ones of our traditional favorites. So there, you're really going to focus more so probably on things like Mystical Dispute and Lofty Denial to play around those. Potentially, additionally, Aether Gust can help you at times as well. So those are what you're really going to want to focus on pulling in terms of your counter magic, and making hay with those and controlling the board. So that again is a strategy objective of this list, that traditional tempo deck with spirits, and then also how you're going to board against your best of 3 lineups as well. So let's go ahead and play some competitive Magic here. Looking forward to what we have going on, because this deck is a blast. All right, Explorer ranked, best of 1. Let's go ahead. 3 matches here. All right. We can keep this, and we go first. Now we can hang on to the Spell Pierce. Again, pass go. Don't necessarily want to play aggressive off the bat. We could if we wanted to, but certainly don't need to do that here in this case. So we'll play the snow-covered land. We'll pass. Go. If they're here, probably mono red burn. If it is an aggro list, though, the passing isn't going to be great. But we can always flash in that Spectral Sailor at the end there. Oh, my friend. Could be. Should be. Oh, they were not happy. Well, we will start our match off today with the auto concede. Whoops. Whoops. All right. Let's go here. Best of 1. Room. Here we go. It's okay. We had a far superior hand there. All right. And a Gorger. Nice. We can keep this. I'm actually going to play aggressive this time instead of the pass go, because of the setup that we have here. Now, we could play pass go. We'll probably get the Spell Pierce ripped out of our hand. If they don't, then we'll be in a good spot. This is a nice spot for us to be. Nice spot for us to be. Now, we could have loaded on that if we wanted to. So now here's what we do. We can do this, and it phases out. We can also play the Spell Pierce. Let's do that instead. So here we got Shacklegeist. Now they could have enough to get us on 2 of these. We'll pop this one actually at the end of the turn. It might push the other one back, but we'll go with it. Because now we get a bigger one again. And now we can make this 3. And the good news is next turn, we can stay on it. Go for 6. Or we can wait. Now we can do this. Now at the end, we do this. There we go. Now we can go in, swing in with everything. Because we'll kick it back with the brazen here. So this would go +2. We draw a card. This would be 7. We definitely want to kick this thing off. There we go. So we got the tempo down against the tempo. Very, very nice. All right. On to the next best of one. Could be third and final here. Most likely. Because we got to really see how that deck worked, particularly against the other tempo deck. Really around that Pasco play, like we talked about. Lupita FTP. We will keep this. Now this time we got our spirits, which is great. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. I am going to spell pierce that actually. A little bit different here. There we go. All right, let's see what happens here now. We could take all the damage if we wanted. There's the cleave. Still a lot of damage, but not enough yet. This will be 8-7. Let's block there. So what do we have here? We don't have lethal yet. Fortunately, we don't. They'll need 2 to get through. So we're holding them down. So we can tap the almost the whole line down if we need to. We'll see though. Bam! Very, very nice in terms of locking our opponent out and taking it home there, Planeswalkers. All right, we will go play our best of 3 match. Well done. Very nice. All right, so let's go play. Let's go find our... Ooh, there we go. Best of 3, explore ranked, top 10, and let's go for it. Again, by our friend Riza. Here we go. We will play first. We can keep this. But wait, this time I'll play slow. The problem here is going to be this absolute thing. We'll have to see what happens. There we go. That's what we wanted. There we are. Kick it back. Keep Mars on the board. That is the key. If they pump, we kick. There we go. Oh, nice. Tempo the tempo. Tempo the tempo. Let's see here. We're gonna play Essence Capture. The slips. Yeah, we'll play these two. So we gotta go real heavy counter. Counter, counter, counter. Ugh, what do we want to drop though? I think it's these. And we need 2 more. We need to keep all our creatures. These are better. 22 land. Let's drop 1 land. Then one of those. All right. There we go. Mono blue, mono blue. Not good, but we'll try it. Ooh, there we go. There. They missed. We took the risk. We got lucky. But we also played it right. So, very, very nice way to play today. Diamond tier 2, moving up with mono blue spirits. A clean slate crush. Oh, that's always so nice, Planeswalkers. All right. So, let's go back to our deck today. Very smooth. Obviously, a great deck because everyone's playing it. And that's absolutely what we did hit here. So, Planeswalkers, to close this out today, a wonderful one here in terms of Explorer, a top 10 mono blue list, again by Ryza, I believe it is. Yep. So very, very smooth, nice, lovely mono blue tempo, as it always is. And on top of that, in best of 1, we did go 3-0, and in best of 3 we did go 2-0 and crushed it against another mono blue list. So very, very nice closeout here today. It's certainly great when we are able to do that, and always a nice feels good. So Planeswalkers, thank you for tuning in. As always, flip me a like, smash the sub, stay around for a while. Love to see you some more. Appreciate that support. Last but not least, other great ways to stay connected here on the channel. Please feel free to swing by the Discord server. Questions or comments throughout today's episode, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, Planeswalkers, until next time, we'll see you again soon. Mythras out.